Retirement is often imagined as the reward for decades of work, travel, family time, and freedom to live your life on your terms. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The very first 5 years of retirement can be the most dangerous. Why? Because even if you've built a $2 or $3 million portfolio, one poorly timed decision or a poor market or a few missteps with withdrawals can prematurely or permanently derail your financial security. This period has a name among financial planners. Cue Top Gun music. The retirement danger zone. And what happens here matters more than most people realize. It's not about how much you've saved, it's about how well you protect it in these critical early years. And that's what we're going to try and unpack today. Hi, I'm Andrew Palomo, certified financial planner and owner of Pillar Financial Advisors. I help families and individuals approaching retirement build tax-efficient strategies that align with their goals and values. And in this video, I'm going to try and explain what the retirement danger zone really is and why those first 5 years can make or break your retirement, and some strategies you can use to protect yourself. If you find this helpful, don't forget to do all the usual stuff with liking, leaving a comment, subscribe so you don't miss any future ramblings of mine. Alrighty, part one. What is the retirement danger zone? And it's not really as scary as it needs to sound, but it's something that we want to address. The retirement danger zone refers to the first 5 to 10 years after you stop working. It's a period when your savings are the most vulnerable to risk people overlook. The order of returns. Here's what that means. Imagine two retirees with identical portfolios, each with $1 million, each withdrawing $50,000 a year. One retires into a strong market and sees a lot of early growth. The other retires into a downturn and experiences losses in those first few years. Even if both portfolios average the same return over the 30 years, the retiree who suffered losses early on is far more likely to outlive their money. That's because withdrawals combined with early market declines permanently reduce the portfolio's base. This is why early years after retirement matter so much. They set the trajectory for the rest of your financial life. Part two, why the first 5 years matter the most during this period. Several forces collide. You no longer have a paycheck. You're fully dependent on your portfolio as income sources. Withdrawals are required whether markets are up or down. You still have bills to pay. Market volatility carries greater weight. 20% loss at the beginning of retirement leads to less capital to recover when markets rebound. Longevity risk magnifies mistakes. If you live 25 to 30 years more, early losses compound into much bigger long-term challenges. Think of it like flying an airplane. First few minutes after takeoff are often the riskiest. Once you're at cruising altitude, turbulence doesn't matter as much to most people. Retirement works the same way. Once you get through those first years of safely, your plan becomes much more resilient. Part three, example. Let's say you retire with $2 million invested. If markets drop 20% in the first year, your balance falls to $1.6 million, but you still need $100,000 for living expenses, which brings the balance to $1.5 million. Now, even if markets bounce back the next year with a 10% gain, your portfolio rises to $1.65 million, still below where you started. That one early decline changes the entire path of your retirement plan. Contrast that with someone who experiences strong returns early on. Their withdrawals have less impact and their portfolio grows even while funding expenses. Same average returns, completely different outcomes. That's why this is called the retirement danger zone. Your margin for error is thin. Part four, how do you protect yourself in the danger zone? Let's walk through practical strategies with real world scenarios. Number one, pretty simple. Build a cash or income buffer. For example, imagine a couple with $3 million saved who needs $120,000 a year. By keeping 2 years of expenses, $240,000 in cash and or short-term bonds, they can insulate themselves. If the market drops, they spend from their buffer instead of selling stocks at a loss. Now consider someone with $1.2 million saved who needs $60,000 a year. Their margin is tighter. So instead of 2 years, maybe keep just 1 year in cash and layer in guaranteed income sources behind that, possibly some part-time work if they feel like that. It reduces pressure on withdrawals. Second point, diversify your income sources. Take the example of a retiree with no pension but $2 million saved. They may rely heavily on investment withdrawals, which is riskier. By delaying Social Security until age 70, they can lock in a higher lifetime guaranteed benefit and reduce the strain on savings. On the other hand, a retiree with a $50,000 annual pension plus Social Security may need far less from their portfolio. The pension acts as a built-in stabilizer, lowering their exposure in the danger zone. Point three, be flexible with withdrawals. Suppose markets are down 15% in your second year of retirement. Instead of taking your full planned withdrawal, you can scale back spending by $10,000, maybe one less riverboat cruise. Over time, these small adjustments can dramatically extend the life of the portfolio. Flexibility is key. It's often more powerful than any rigid rules. Part four, use tax-efficient withdrawal strategies. Here's an example. A retiree has $500,000 in a taxable account, $1 million in a traditional IRA, $500,000 in a Roth. Without a plan, they can default to pulling from the IRA first, which triggers taxes. Instead, by drawing a blend, taxable then IRA, while letting the Roth grow, they can smooth their tax brackets, possibly even control control them. Avoid spikes in required minimum distributions later on, and potentially save hundreds of thousands in lifetime taxes, which, by the way, is equivalent to avoiding a big market loss. Stress test your plan. Think about this. Would your retirement still work if markets dropped 20% in the first 2 years? What if inflation averaged 5% for the next decade? What if you live to age 95 or beyond? Running these stress tests isn't about predicting the future, it's about building resilience so that your plan holds up no matter what. Part 5, the emotional side of the danger zone. The retirement danger zone isn't just about numbers, it's also about emotions, probably mostly about emotions. Think about it. For decades, your identity and security are tied into your paycheck. Every 2 weeks, money came in, bills were paid, savings were accumulated, then boom, someone turns a switch. Overnight, that structure disappears. Now, instead of adding to your nest egg, you're subtracting from it. For many people, this shift feels unsettling. Bit of an understatement. I've seen retirees who have saved diligently 30 years still hesitate to spend in retirement. Even with millions in the bank, they wonder, what if it's not enough? What if the markets crash? What if I live too long? This constant fear can steal the joy out of your retirement. You've worked hard to build wealth, but without confidence in your plan, you may not feel free to enjoy it. Here's the danger. Again, cue Top Gun music. Selling investments in a downturn, delaying travel or family experiences until things settle down, or some other verbiage. Or on the other extreme, overspending in the first years because you finally feel free and only to realize you've strained your long-term plan. The psychological side of the danger zone is every bit as important as the financial side. I would say more important, just my opinion. That's why having a plan makes a big difference. When you know what your portfolio has been created, stress tested, when you have cash reserves set aside, when you've mapped out tax-efficient withdrawals, you could gain something that can't be measured on a spreadsheet. Peace of mind. Let me give you 2 quick examples. Number 1, a couple has $2.5 million saved, but they told me they were afraid to take a big anniversary trip to Europe. They felt like they were spending down too fast. After walking them through their plan, how it accounts for travel, taxes, and market swings, they booked the trip. Their finances were fine. It was their confidence that needed reinforcement. Opposite type of example. On the other hand, you have a retiree who enters retirement without a clear plan. The markets drop shortly after stop working. Panic ensues. Most of the investments were moved to cash. What happens with that? That means when the recovery starts, money's sitting in cash, most of the recovery is missed. That decision, driven by fear, did more damage to the retirement plan than the downturn itself. The truth is, retirement is not just a financial transition. It's an emotional one, and navigating the danger zone well means preparing both. Confidence doesn't come from guessing what the market will do next. Confidence comes from knowing that your plan can withstand whatever the market throws at you. That's the real goal. Not just having enough money, but feeling secure enough to enjoy it. So here's the takeaway. One more time with the Top Gun music. The retirement danger zone is real. The first 5 years after you stop working are some of the most important in your entire financial journey. But with the right strategies, cash reserves, diversified income, flexible withdrawals, tax planning, stress testing, you can protect yourself and navigate this period with confidence. If you're approaching retirement and want to build a strategy that supports your goals and values, let's talk. Click the link in the description below to schedule a time. We'll have a conversation. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.